2 microphones,
2 Amandas,
and some seriously entertaining tales. I'm Amanda Wedekamp.
and I'm Amanda Stanzione.
We know stories connect us all.
And we realize we have a mountain of stories to share. So buckle up,
And brace yourself for a wild ride.
because we've got a lot to say and probably too much to share. Amanda, I'm going to tell you about a recent experience that I just had at a restaurant.
Tell me more.
We went to breakfast a couple of weeks ago when it was super cold outside. And let me tell you that there are certain areas in life where I'm high maintenance.
Oh, I can totally see that about you, but also I agree about me.
Good, I love that. Because there are some things that I'm super high maintenance, and then there are other things that like go with the flow, doesn't matter at all. Okay, restaurant seating is one where I am very high maintenance. So when I am walking into a restaurant, I am already assessing like what is the seating situation. And I will know where I would like to sit by the time I get to the hostess or host. Okay.
Not something I've ever even considered.
Are you serious?
No, I
Really?
never think about it.
You just don't care. You just walk in and you're like,
I'm
wherever
just
they
like,
seat me is
wherever they
fine.
seat me.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, not me. I never want to sit near the door because, especially when it's cold outside, but even when it's not, I just don't want the air and the wind blowing on me, and I don't want the cold air. So I always ask for a seat away from the door. Now, when I walk up to the hostess stand, though, I smile really nice because I already know that what I'm about to ask is super high maintenance. So I just say, I'd like a table away from the door. And I don't know if they pick up on like, okay, she doesn't want to be cold or she doesn't like the air, but normally they just say, okay. And then I also prefer a booth. So if I could get a booth away from the door, that would be great.
You'd be thrilled.
Exactly. So I say to this young lady with a smile, I'd like a table, for 2 away from the door. She looks at me like, okay, you're giving requests on where you'd like to sit. I should be the one sitting you where I want to sit you. So she then, when she's walking us to the table, which is not away from the door, I say, oh, I'm sorry, can we have a table away from the door? Like, did you hear me the first time? And then she looked at me like, oh, this lady. And so she walks us towards a seat by the window. And I think at this point, not only was she annoyed with me, of course, but I think she realized I didn't want to be cold. And she just looks at me and said, well, it's colder by the window. And I thought, oh, okay. All right, sassy.
She came to play.
She did. And I just sat there. I sat down like, okay, well, I guess we're going to sit by the window. God love my husband. Chris knows. He gets up. He goes to the hostess. Hi, do you mind if we sit at that table? And he points to some table that is not near the door or the window. She walks over, yanks up our menus. We walk to a different table, and she literally throws them at me. Like one of them fell on the floor.
Oh, no.
And so all I have to say is take it easy, I guess, on the host or the hostess. Like, greet them with a smile so that they will help you. But also, if you work in the restaurant industry, just please help a lady out. Let me sit where I want to sit.
Right. We're a little hormonal. Things can be cold. They can be hot. We don't get to eat out that often. At least I don't. And I want to enjoy it.
Exactly.
I'm titling this, Did I Pass the Initiation?
Oh, this is going to be a great story.
I am excited to tell this one. When I was growing up, Thanksgiving was not a big holiday in our family.
Oh.
It wasn't that we didn't celebrate it, but it wasn't a large family gathering. It was typically just my mom, my dad, my sister, and I.
Okay.
So we always had the 4 of us. My mom would cook a turkey. The only real memorable Thanksgiving that comes to mind is when I was 11 years old, we went to Mexico.
For Thanksgiving.
break.
Oh, that's great.
And my poor mother wanted turkey so bad that she ordered it in the restaurant at the resort, and it was not right.
No. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When you were growing up and it just Thanksgiving wasn't made a big deal, is it because you didn't want to invite family because don't put a lot of family together, or it just kind of was not
I think
a thing?
it's just how it worked because Christmas was just 4 weeks later. I grew up in Indiana. My grandparents were both in Ohio. One was in Cincinnati, the other in Toledo. That's quite a trip for all of us for just a couple of days.
That makes sense.
So we never did large gatherings for Thanksgiving, but we typically would always see my grandparents for Christmas.
I could see how that would work.
When I started dating Jim in college, he had invited me to his family's Thanksgiving celebration. And I was very excited to go. And like I said, my celebration had always been for the four of us. And I come to Jim's family and there are 20 people.
Oh, were you nervous?
It was a little overwhelming at first.
Yeah.
Jim has 3 brothers. Each of the brothers are married, and they, at the time, each had 3 kids.
And so they all brought their spouses and kids
Yes.
and all. So
a whole family.
Big family gathering.
Plus Jim's dad and mom were there, and Jim's grandfather. Wow. So there were 9 kids, 11 adults, including Jim and myself. So 20 total.
I would be just a little, I guess, anxious or
Yes.
fearful. Like, am I going to fit in? Or,
Well, especially because Jim was the only brother not married. So I'm the only not official sister-in-law.
Pressure.
Exactly. We're not married. I'm just meeting all these people for the first time. I had met Jim's parents already.
Okay.
But I had not met any of the extended family. Luckily, I absolutely love kids and really could not wait to hang out with the kids. The kids were all aged 11 and under. So a lot of small little kids, which fit perfect for the age group I love.
And because you can do activities with them. So even if you're like unsure of the adults, just kind of go over to the kids
Right.
and we're going to do something fun.
Yes, I can go hang out with the kids and play with the kids.
Yeah.
One thing that my sister-in-law likes to tease me about, even to this day, is she'll say, yeah, we're all there. And I remember at one point, you're like, I'm going to go take a nap.
Did you really say that?
I took a nap.
I would have been terrified to tell my in-laws, well I'm going to go take a nap.
My in-laws yet.
That's true. That's
And
true.
I'm sure, I mean, I'm a social person and I enjoy gatherings, but I'm sure I got super overwhelmed. Plus, I'm a college student. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go nap.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, that's wild.
It's really embarrassing now to think about it.
I would be embarrassed. That's one of those stories that you look back on and you're like, cringe. Did I do that?
Not the best moment.
Yeah. Well, if you had not gotten married, they would have made fun of you for the rest of their lives.
Yes, and they're still making fun, but now they do it at least to my face. Thanksgiving goes amazingly well, and now we come to Black Friday, and there are 2 activity choices. Looking back, I don't really think I had a choice, but there are 2 activity choices. So
Had you been really big into Black Friday before?
I don't think I'd ever gone Black Friday shopping before this.
So this was going to be brand new experience.
It was going to be a brand new experience. The 2 activities are shopping with the women and Jim's mom, or going to the movies with the men, Jim's dad, and all the kids.
I can't believe that Jim's dad and all of the men are the ones that took the kids to the movies. That's cool. I like that.
That was their whole thing, so the women could go shopping. It was very cool. It was
That
a cool
is
setup.
very cool.
Because this was our first Thanksgiving together, I really felt like I needed to stick with Jim, so I went to the movies with all the kids and the men.
And that was probably a more familiar space for you to be in, with kids, with your boyfriend at the time.
I was much more comfortable.
Good.
Fast forward to the next year, I'm still in the picture, and now we are engaged. I'm still in the picture. He hasn't gotten rid of me yet.
That's awesome.
We're engaged, and this time I am ready for the Black Friday shopping experience.
Oh, you already knew ahead of time, I'm going with the ladies.
Yes, I absolutely was like, it's my time. I absolutely love bargain shopping. I love getting a discount, finding a deal, and looking at all of the ads at the time, because this was 1996.
Oh, right. So you're looking at ads.
We're looking at paper ads. The men go out Thanksgiving morning to get the newspaper.
Okay.
This is a whole thing. And
That's
they get
exciting.
Yeah,
though.
they get the newspaper, and I mean, they buy multiple newspapers because we're looking at all the ads.
So
Many
like all
of
the
us-
ladies are like spreading it out, just looking at all the
and we're
newspapers.
circling things and we're check marking things, and I mean,
This is so fun.
I'm very excited. I feel like I'm finally a part of this
Right. Yes.
experience.
Yes.
This is really the one chance for the sister-in-laws and Jim's mom to knock out all of their shopping. This is when we are still going to stores and shopping. There is no online shopping at this point.
Right.
There's catalog shopping, but there's really no online shopping. You could order from a catalog, but again, that usually took like 4 to 6 weeks.
Yes. So this situation is line up at the door. Get there, early bird gets the worm was really the way.
And you better be ready to wait in a line. They are going to the movies, but we are going shopping, and we are going to be getting gifts for all of these kids. We're going to mark it all off of our list, and this is the shopping experience. Our first stop is Toys R Us.
I used to love Toys R Us.
It was one of the best stores. It was the #1 toy retailer for so many years.
I remember going into Toys R Us, and my sister and I would pull down a Barbie Jeep because they kept them all charged. And so my sister and I would pull a Barbie Jeep down and just start riding it down an aisle until our mom found us.
You could be in the commercial.
We could have been. We wanted that Barbie Jeep.
Yes.
Darn it.
So we are going to Toys R Us because, again, the majority of these kids are going to be getting toys for Christmas. You also have to think we have 3 women buying gifts for one specific child, plus Jim's mom buying for that same child. Okay. So there's 9 children that are being purchased for, and everyone is buying a gift for every child.
Oh, what a great Christmas they're all going to have.
They definitely scored. We enter Toys R Us. We have our lists in hand. We have our flyers. Now, if I'm being honest, Toys R Us was probably not high on my list because I'm a college student.
Right.
I don't have any kids. I am here to play, though.
Yes.
I am going to participate, and I'm going to make this a great time.
And you'd already done all the fun part of checking out the ads and circling the deals, and so that was good for you. But you're also with the future in-laws, so
right. And we were engaged at the time, so
right.
I'm ready. I'm gonna
show everybody I'm here.
Yes,
we're doing
I am going to participate. We start in basically the first aisle, and we start with one kid, and we look at everything in that aisle, and we are trying to decide, okay, does this make sense for him? Well, he already has something similar to that. Okay, well, do you want to get him this Lego set? No, because then his brother would feel like he got left out. So we're focused on one kid at a time. And basically, we go through every aisle trying to figure out what to get this one kid.
Okay, I have a feeling I see where this is going, and it's not great.
Then we get that kid handled.
Okay.
So now we start again. And we go
at the very beginning?
At the very beginning.
Like the aisles that you've already been through?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
You did. In my mind, I'm thinking you go to one aisle and you think, okay, in this aisle, what from these aisles could be good for any of these kids?
That's how I probably would have done it, but
just seems more efficient.
I'm not going to interject in this situation.
Oh yeah, no.
No, I'm not sharing my opinion.
No, you're years away from being able to do that.
Yes. And I think these women never get any time by themselves, so I could see why do not care. We're going to milk this for all it's worth.
That does make sense.
So we go down all the aisles for the next kid. There were a few moments where they were saying, well, we already got that for this kid. I can't also get it for this kid. So we had to put some things back and we had to shift, and then we would kind of start over again.
Oh, this sounds like a mess to me.
Did
you have paper out at this point?
Oh, we've got paper, we've got lists.
Because I will say, as I'm listening, I'm a big list maker and like a write down your list kind of person.
This was before cell phones, I think.
Right. So you didn't have a notes app that was open. So I mean, this would very much be a situation where I'd have like a notebook out with the kids' names. What are we getting? Who's getting what?
Jim's mom had a giant master list because also we wanted to make sure that she was the one who gave the wow gift.
Yeah.
And I totally understand that.
I can understand that. She's the grandmother.
Right. And then also we have to take into account everyone's budgets. So we might have found a Lego set for one of the kids, but then we realized that Lego set is $75.
Right.
That's more than we wanted to spend. This feels like really our only chance to get these gifts for the kids as well. So we are very focused on the tasks at hand. it's a one and done situation because everybody lives in a different state as well.
So getting it done together is so much better because then you have to start calling each other. And did you get this? Well, I just picked this up. Blah. That seems like more of a mess to me than just writing it all down and having to deal with it at one time. I mean, you might as well just get it done.
Again, it's before Amazon, so we're not ordering and having things shipped. We just want to get it done. We were in Toys R Us for over 5 hours.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I did not see that coming.
Yes. We spent about 5 hours in Toys R Us.
I mean, I knew it was going to be a long time.
It was so long.
Did you start getting hangry? I mean, did anyone pause for a meal?
After the Toys R Us run, we did go to lunch.
Okay.
That was also part of the day of shopping.
I mean,
we always went to lunch.
Yeah, I am always thinking about my next meal. So it would after about 3 hours, I'd say TikTok, ladies.
And I mean, again, I am just trying to make a good impression, but I am like, are we literally going to spend all day in Toys R Us? How can this possibly be?
And by the 5th hour, we're starting back at aisle 1 again because whatever kid is the last one on the list.
The next kid, yes. Oh. Now there are 2 kids who were a little bit older. And those were 2 nieces. So we needed to still go to Kohl's to shop for them.
Okay. So it's not over.
It's not over and all hope is not lost. I'm feeling like, ooh, maybe Kohl's will work out great for me. We get into Kohl's after lunch. Now, the big Black Friday rush is basically done. All of the bargains are either strewn about the store.
Right. You've got things off the hanger.
It is a disaster.
Yeah. Looks nuts.
Or people had already purchased everything.
Yes, there was nothing left for you.
Because remember, those were limited time bargains.
Yeah, you got to the show late.
In addition, the line to check out was wrapped around the store maybe 3 times.
And you had no choice.
And we don't have a choice. My one sister-in-law, she is trying to help find things for her 2 older daughters who are 11 and 10 at the time. I'm like, I'm just going to go ahead and get in line. And
just in case.
Hold the line for us.
Oh, that's
good. So I ended up getting in line and waiting. We finally check out. We get back in the car. We go back through our lists and try to figure out, did we get everything? We realize we have to go back to Toys R Us.
No, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
Yes. We went back
and
to
did you
Toys
have
R
to
Us.
smile?
Of course.
Oh, yes, of course.
I'm ready for Toys R Us again. No problem. I mean, I am 21 years old and
you've spent 5 hours in Toys R Us.
Children, and we have spent
and you held a line at Kohl's.
The entire day of Black Friday at Toys R Us.
How after 5 hours did you not realize? I mean, this is just a mess.
It was just what they did, and I was here for the ride.
Right.
I was here for the ride. So that was my first ever Black Friday shopping experience with all the Weddicamp women. I will say through the years, we have gotten better at Black Friday shopping.
Yeah, I was going to say, are we continuing to do this every year?
We have stopped in the last couple of years, mostly because online retail is so fantastic that we don't need to get up at the crack of dawn. One year, though, my one sister-in-law and we did the whole midnight shopping. All the stores were opening at midnight, so we went out at midnight. We shop, and it's probably 4:30 in the morning when we're finally about to wrap it up and come back home.
Look at you little star family member.
We had so much fun. We get back to my brother-in-law's house, and we're locked out. It's 4:30 in the morning.
You're locked out?
Locked out in northern Indiana. So it's freezing.
It's freezing.
We are freezing. They have a hot tub, and I'm thinking, we may have to get in this hot tub. I don't know what we are going to do. We can see Jim's dad asleep on the couch watching a John Wayne movie, and nobody is answering the phones. We're calling people on their cell phones.
Are you banging on the door at this point?
I don't think we wanted to bang on the door
and then
because we didn't want to wake up everyone. Jim's brother finally came down and let us in, but we still talk about this to this day. We got locked out.
I would totally be talking about this.
Yes.
It would have been even better had you actually gotten in the hot tub, though.
Wouldn't that be in our clothes? Yes. Wouldn't that be hilarious?
And just wait until someone comes out.
Yes.
Could be 2 hours.
So my very first Thanksgiving with Jim was 1995. And this year, we will have celebrated 30 Thanksgivings with his family. We have not missed one year. We have celebrated 30 Thanksgivings with Jim's family.
Well, should the anniversary trip be Toys R Us?
It's not even open anymore.
Yeah,
is
you're
it?
right. You're right. I don't think it is.
But I do think that's a pretty cool thing to say.
That is very cool. And you can't say that for a lot of families. I mean, I don't know anybody who's been doing anything for 30 years.
And it was so important to Jim's mom to create this legacy, and I'm so glad that we do.
Yeah, and it's so fun because now you and I are talking about it.
Right. And the last couple of years, Jim and I have hosted, which is so funny because our kids said, we remember when you said, I'm never hosting Thanksgiving and all these people, and now we are.
Look what happens when we get older. Things change.
That's right. I'm looking to the question, did I pass the initiation? I think I would say yes.
I would say you absolutely 100% did pass initiation.